You are not a good person by default. Neither am I. Neither was anyone who ever lived. Cruelty isn't a disorder. It isn't a broken childhood. It isn't a sign that something went wrong inside you. It is a feature, and by the end of this, you will understand exactly why. In 2006, Princeton researcher Lasana Harris put people in a brain scanner. He showed them images of different groups: business people, elderly people, homeless people, drug addicts. For most groups, one specific brain region activated: the medial prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for recognizing other people, as beings with inner lives, with feelings. For certain outgroups, that region went dark, completely silent. The brain didn't register them as human. It registered them as objects. Nobody chose this. Nobody decided. It happened automatically, below the level of conscious thought. In under a second, your brain does this too. Right now, today, to people you pass on the street and never think about again. It has always done this. For 300,000 years, humans lived in groups of 50, maybe 100. Everyone inside that group was family. Everyone outside it was competition, for food, for water, for survival. The groups that felt nothing toward outsiders won. They raided without hesitation, killed without remorse, protected their own at any cost. The groups that extended empathy to strangers lost. They lost resources, they lost territory, eventually they lost everything. Cruelty toward the outgroup wasn't a moral failure. It was the strategy that worked. Your brain inherited it. It is running it right now. The bones make this impossible to deny. At Crow Creek in South Dakota, archaeologists found a mass grave around 1325 AD. 486 bodies: men, women, children, skulls crushed, bones carved. Evidence of scalping on nearly every single skull. This wasn't a battle. This was organized, deliberate, methodical, up close. And Crow Creek is not an exception. The Talheim death pit in Germany. 5000 BC. 34 people killed with repeated precise blows, bound before they died. Asparnschletz in Austria. Same period. Over 200 bodies. Same pattern. Systematic cruelty is not something modern humans invented. It is one of the oldest behaviors in the human record. Now it gets worse. In 1972, psychologist Henri Tachfel ran a study that made everyone uncomfortable. He took strangers, split them into two groups, completely randomly. No history between them, no reason to compete, no reason to care about the other side at all. Then he asked them to hand out points. Every single time, without exception, people gave more to their own group and deliberately gave less to the other, not to gain anything for themselves, just to make sure the other side had less. The groups were meaningless. The stakes were zero. It didn't matter. The need to hurt the outgroup activated anyway. This study has been replicated hundreds of times, across dozens of countries, different languages, different cultures, different centuries. The result never changes. Think about the last time someone you disliked had a bad day. Be honest about how that felt. Then there is the part nobody wants to admit out loud. Your brain rewards you for it. In 2009, Japanese researchers published a study in Science. They scanned people's brains while those people watched rivals fail publicly. Dopamine was released. The same chemical your brain produces during sex, during eating, during winning. Pleasure at someone else's suffering. This is not a character flaw. This is not something wrong with you specifically. It evolved because your rival's failure directly improved your survival, your reproduction, your access to resources. Your brain was rewarded for feeling it, so it kept feeling it. So did every generation after you, so do you. And children prove none of this is learned. By age 3, before school, before they understand social rules, children already give more to their own group. They trust outsiders less. Researchers at Yale found that toddlers will deliberately give fewer resources to a puppet that behaved differently from their group. Even when the difference between the groups was completely made up, nobody taught them this. Nobody had to. It was already there. In 1971, researchers at Stanford divided students randomly. Some became guards, some became prisoners, in a fake prison. Within days, the guards were forcing prisoners to clean toilets with their bare hands, making them bark like dogs, humiliating them in ways nobody asked for and nobody rewarded. Something switched on inside them, something old, something that had been waiting. It didn't require evil people. It required a uniform, a role, a group on the other side. That was enough. Now, here is the answer. Every war ever fought, every genocide ever committed, every system built to keep one group beneath another. None of it required monsters. None of it required people fundamentally different from you. It required ordinary people, with ordinary brains, doing what those brains were built to do. Evolution has no morality. It has no preference for kindness. It keeps what survives and discards what doesn't. For hundreds of thousands of years, cruelty toward outsiders kept people alive. It secured resources. It eliminated competition. It protected children. The individuals who could be cruel when the situation required it outlived the ones who couldn't. They had more children. Their children inherited the same capacity, generation after generation, until it reached you. Cruelty didn't survive by accident. It survived because it won. Every single time. Now sit with what that means for you personally. Every person you instinctively categorize as lazy, as dangerous, as less than you. Every moment of quiet satisfaction when someone you dislike fails, every time suffering that has nothing to do with you registers as background noise. That is not you being a bad person. That is a 300,000-year-old program running without your permission. The dehumanization is automatic. The dopamine reward is structural. The in-group bias starts before you can even read. The cruelty is not a decision. It is a default. And here is the strangest thing of all. The same brain doing all of this also loves completely, mourns deeply, sacrifices everything for the right person. Cruelty and empathy don't cancel each other out. They were never supposed to. They were built for different targets. Total loyalty and love for the people inside your circle. Cold indifference or active cruelty for everyone outside it. That was not a contradiction. That was the most effective psychological design evolution ever produced. You are carrying it right now. Not because something is wrong with you, because something went very right. For a very long time,